All right, the Clinton Foundation admitting it accepted a $1 million gift from Qatar while Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State. And the icing on the cake here, guess what? Mrs. Clinton never told the State Department. Never told the State Department, even though she promised to disclose any new or any additional contributions from foreign governments. All of this, as new emails just released by the State Department show Mrs. Clinton sent emails, later deemed classified, to her daughter, Chelsea. Donald Trump blasting Hillary Clinton today for the illegal server and for thinking she is somehow above the law. Watch.
Hillary created an illegal server to shield her criminal activity. That's why. There's no other reason. If that happened to anybody else, they would have been in jail 2 years ago, folks, okay? What she did. If she were to win, it would create an unprecedented constitutional crisis.
All right, joining me right now with more on this story, executive editor for the Weekly Standard, Fred Barnes. Fred, good to have you here. This is sort of what everyone's feared, right? The idea that, you know, a foreign nation might be donating money to the Clintons because they want access, and them getting that access, and then, of course, no disclosure process at all in terms of not telling the State Department. Your thoughts?
Well, I thought, you know, look, they knew what they had to do. Now, why didn't they tell the State Department as they promised to do? First, it would go through an ethics officer that would decide whether they could indeed accept the money, and then if he said yes, then they would have to it would have to be known to the State Department that this had happened. But they didn't want it to come out. They just let it come through because they wanted the money and didn't care about what the promise had been, that anything from a foreign government while she was Secretary of State would have to be, they'd have to notify the State Department. This isn't the first one.
What does this tell you about her? What does this tell you about her ethics, her character, her husband?
The money's more important than the ethics.
That's what people fear. But you know, that's the root of the issue. I keep scratching my head and saying, Fred, my goodness, I mean, she knew she was going to run for president. She was Secretary of State at the time. I mean, wouldn't you fundamentally understand that this is going to put you in an awkward position? This is going to come back to haunt you, or do they simply not think about the consequences?
Well, obviously, she didn't think it was going to come back and haunt her. I mean, nobody knew about it until we've gotten all these emails. Her email system has really come back to open up so much about the way Hillary Clinton has operated and Bill Clinton has operated, but particularly Hillary Clinton as Secretary of State. And now we see emails coming in from the State Department. They're coming in from the FBI. They're coming in from WikiLeaks. They're coming in from all over the place. And this is not going to stop. I mean, when we have 3 days until the election, it will still be going. If she's elected, it'll still be going on January 20th. And I think it raises this question.
What do you think the excuse is going to be on Qatar? I'm curious.
Oh, it was for humanitarian reasons, and this was an oversight.
Oversight, that's what I figured as well. In other words, you know, it's just bureaucrats pushing papers around and we forgot. I mean, to me, that should be one big red flag. If you're working at the Clinton Foundation and Qatar is saying, we'll give you $1 million if, you know, Bill Clinton shows up at this event, and by the way, she's Secretary of State, and you did promise the State Department that you would reveal any of those big donations from other countries, that should be kind of like one year to reveal. And I don't think you can say somebody forgot.
No, I don't think you can either. But with the Clintons, there are no oversights. There are just the things to be hidden.
Very quickly, we just have 30 seconds, but it looks like she actually emailed Chelsea Clinton classified information. It was classified after the fact, but don't you kind of have to remember, as Secretary of State, potentially everything could be classified, even after the fact?
Of course, you know, when I was a private in the Army, I handled classified information. You can tell it, you know, by the content. It's pretty obvious what's classified and what isn't. So she should have known. And this is actually what Jim Comey said, the FBI director, that you should know when you're Secretary of State what's classified information and not.
All right.
I think she did. She sent it anyway.
Fred Barnes, thank you so much.